In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about drill templates. In a previous segment, we talked about this ASDT drill template, which was rather unique because it can be turned around in a number of different positions, and it can serve the purpose of about any one of a number of drill templates you can buy from people like StrongArm, all in one, which is really nice. You've got a chart that comes with this and tells you what to do. But there are some other things you can do with this as well. One of the things we did with this template, there is a problem with the S&G 6120 lock in that the bolt stop pin tends to fall out. And that's a really bad thing if the lock is mounted vertical down, because now the bolt drops downward and you can't push it back up again without drilling outside the dowel ring. If the stop pin falls out, the screw drives the drive nut right off of that thread from the motor armature, and the bolt drops. And you have a major lockout problem, again, not being able to drill under the dowel ring. This becomes a problem on gun safes because very many gun safes are mounted vertical down, and it's very difficult to take that safe and turn it upside down with all the guns in it to get that bolt to fall back in, maybe. So we devised a hole that we could use utilizing this template, and we wrote out some instructions, and we were 1 1/4 inches from the spindle hole toward the bolt, and we aim for the little bump on the drive nut, and we take that out, and then we push or vibrate the bolt so it falls all the way out. And this hole we had was a 1/4 inch hole to the lock case, an 1/8 inch hole then through to that bump on the nut, and possibly use a tube to hold it. But anyway, in order to get to that point, we used this template to generate our own hole and write down those instructions so we could duplicate it. Well, there's another template out on the market that does a very good job in positioning a hole anywhere you want it, and we will talk about that in a moment. But now I want to talk about this template in more detail. And this is a new template called the ASDT CSS2. And the nice thing about this template is it will do a number of locks, including mechanical locks like a 6730 or a Lagarde 3330 and so forth. But it will also do electronic locks. And you might notice that we have here a method for taking the ribbon cable that we may have trapped under the drill template, and we can, instead of having to cut that off, let that hang out so we can still use that ribbon cable later if we have to. This is improved for electronic locks. It is a very accurate template, and it allows us to drill locks such as the 6120. If we have a relock fired on this, there is a drill hole that we can use, which is the 61 hole here, which is this hole. And that hole is so accurate, if you drill it properly, use the proper speed with your bit, not only will you disconnect that relock, you'll actually catch the bolt and pull it back with your drill motor. So in just one simple drill right into the lock, you've got the lock open. So it's a very good template, and it will do quite a few locks, including the Legarde swing bolt, the SLs, the S&G Z02 and Z03 locks, and so forth, the Kaba slide bolts, LP rotary bolt, and so forth. So there's just a number of locks that this template is capable of doing. So that's one that we want to show you that's new. And then there's a kit out by Lockmasters, and this is called the Helix kit, and we'll see why in just a moment. Now, there's some good things and some bad things about this template, just as there are about any tool that we would have. The good is it's very, very universal in that we can put a hole just about anywhere on a safe that we want to by using the dowel ring attachment screws. The drawback, though, is it's a little more complicated to use, because since it can be set to just about any position, it takes a little bit more time to set it up. We'll look at the tool. This is a Helix itself, and as you can see, it is in a Helix type of design. This is what attaches to the dowel ring screws. And now, as this basically moves around, you can see why it's called a Helix, because you can position a hole in just about any point. If you can get an idea of how that's going to work. How that's set up, however, is you have to use one of these paper templates. You take that template and you set it then toward the bolt where the arrow is, and then you set up your Helix on here, pointing, there's a pointer here, pointing toward the number that we need to set the lock to. So what will come with this is a chart, and it will say, like on a S&G mechanical, to drill the fence, it would be F25. Well, F25, of course, F would be the this hole, and it would be when this point is pointing toward 25. So it's a little bit more of a setup, but a very, very good rig, a very useful rig, and of course it comes with videos and all kinds of instructions about how to set it up on the safe. But it is a very, very good tool. And again, the really nice thing about this tool, as well as the ASDT tool that is rotary, is that you can manufacture your own drill points, like I did for a drill point that I could do under the dowel ring when I had a vertical down 6120, but the stop pin had fallen out on. So these tools are very nice, not only because you only have to buy one template instead of a bunch of them, but that once you have that template, if there is a new way of drilling an existing lock or a new lock that comes out that you develop your own template on, you can now have a way to attach your mini rig or whatever drill rig you're using. Of course, this is the Lockmasters rig, and you can attach the mini rig to it, but you can also attach their competing rig, which is called the Bullet, to it as well. So you can now attach your drill rig, constant pressure drill rig, so we can drill without worry about breakthrough and going into the lock and destroying a part of the lock, making the opening more difficult. We can do that with a constant pressure rig and put a hole basically anywhere we want it around that safe dial.